In one of Valve's recent updates to CS2, they tried to make it so that you couldn't bind two separate actions to one key. This update basically ended up breaking everyone's De-subtick configs for Bhop, which in case if you don't know, the game is far less consistent with the default jump binds. So it's a shame that Valve would try to block this off and make it so that we can't use it instead of, fixing the game, but whatever. In my previous video, I showed off a way where people were binding two actions to one key, and this is how we were de-subticking before. However, doing it this way literally required 10 separate configs that would rotate through each other, and it would break every 6 hours or so. So in this video, I'm going to be giving you guys a de-subtick jump bind that only requires one config. And it's pretty simple. All you got to do is open Steam, right-click CS2, hover over Manage, then click Browse Local Files. Then you want to make sure that you click on the Game folder. Then you want to click on the CSGO folder. Then you want to click on the folder titled CFG. Now that you're here, you just need to right-click, hover over New, and then click on Text Document. When the new text document appears, you should see .txt at the end. If you don't, just make sure that you have file name extensions turned on. It's under the View tab. Now for the sake of the video, I'm just going to name this bhop.cfg, and you need to click yes on this thing. Once bhop.cfg is there, just double click on it so it opens, and then you just take the text in the description and then you put it in your config. I don't care how you do it. You could type it, you could copy and paste it, or you could play on Skin Club, where there's a ton of different cases to try out. And if you don't like what you pull, you could always just upgrade it to something that you like. Skin Club also has case battles where, of course, whoever wins the most wins all the items. Skin Club has a ton of different deposit methods, CS2 skins, basically every type of crypto, PayPal, and of course your local banks. If you want to try it out, the link's in the description. Make sure to use code TRIP when you're checking out. Thanks guys. Alright guys, if you have the config, you're scrolling, but you're missing bhops, now I'm going to show you why that might be. A lot of the times when someone is scrolling to hit bhops, they end up scrolling their mouse wheel as fast as possible. The problem with this is that sometimes they end up scrolling too quickly to the point where the inputs don't even register. On the right side of the screen there's this line, it shows my inputs, and if there's any gaps in the line, then that means that there's a gap in my input, and I'm not being as efficient as I could be with my scroll. But you'll notice that if I take it a little bit slower here, there's way less gaps in my inputs, if any at all. This means that if you scroll slower, you'll get way more inputs on average. Isn't that right, TBNR? And if we take this into the game, you'll notice that with this slower scroll speed, I end up hitting way more bhops than if I were, flicking my mouse wheel back and forth as quickly as possible. And that's about as far as it goes with bhops. It's just really scroll speed, so I can't really help you guys a ton or give you guys a ton of pointers. It's just really that simple. Also, guys, just a quick warning. I'm not your mom, I'm not your dad, but I don't recommend using macros in matchmaking because they'll get you banned. They'll get you vac banned now, so that's good shit. Later.
I just got a love for these drugs that I can't explain. Smoking in the 6th grade, bitch, I did it every day. Shit pluggy, so many PG on, and my lungs fucked. So much acid in me, I see snow when I look up. My ex said she saw me, she said that I look